Chad Ferguson, catfishedge.com, and this is the last video, at least for now, in the DIY shallow water anchor series. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you use these with your boat, hook them up to your boat, and some of the different options out there. This seems to be another one of those areas that just kind of throws people into a tailspin when they're building this shallow water anchor system. So there's really a number of different options. Now, traditionally, if you go out and you buy a manufacturer's shallow water anchor, then they'll have some sort of a bracket system that they'll sell with their product. Sometimes they're made of metal, sometimes they're made out of some kind of polyethylene or plastic, and basically you mount them on the front and back or on the side of your boat, and they've got a little hole in them where you stick that shallow water anchor through it to pin the boat in place. Now, you can certainly do something like that. This company that makes these products that you're going to build the shallow water anchor with does not manufacture anything like that. And quite honestly, I've been using these for several years now, and I haven't found a need for it. Now, there's a lot of different DIY designs that people have sent me that they've hacked together through building this shallow water anchor system their own. I've had all kinds of examples sent to me about things that people have welded together, people mounting pieces of PVC. I mean, there's really just kind of unlimited options. If you're really technical and you're concerned about it, you can put something together. You can have somebody weld something. You can have somebody weld something for you, whatever the case may be. But quite honestly, you're really not going to need it in most situations. Now, what I do most of the time, I use these fishing rod holders called Be Ready fishing rod holders. And these are just kind of a metal ring that I have mounted down the gunnel of my boat. Now, what I do is when I'm going to use the shallow water anchors, I take the rod holders on one side of my boat and in the front and in the back, and I turn them out towards the water instead of facing in like they normally are when I'm fishing with them, putting fishing rods in them. And I just put the shallow water anchor down through those Be Ready fishing rod holders. Now, over time, they'll kind of waller those rod holders out a little bit. They won't be as tight as they used to. You know, it's just a decision you have to make. They're not real expensive. You could replace them if you needed to every couple of years. Now, the other thing that I do, and also seems to be the best solution, is rather than just running through rod holders or having any kind of bracket on the boat, is just to take these anchor poles, run them down into the ground, and just tie them off to your boat. Take a rope and, you know, put the anchor pole in the ground, run a circle of rope around it, cinch it up, and then pull it up tight against your boat and tie it to a cleat. Really simple. You can use any kind of cleat. You can use, you know, whatever you have on your boat already. It's not expensive. Just get a few pieces of rope and you're good to go. You don't have to have anything else. Now, another option that I've seen some people do and had some pictures sent to me is just to use a stainless steel ring and tie the rope to it and run the shallow water anchor through that stainless steel ring, and then tie the stainless steel ring to the boat with a short piece of rope on the cleats or wherever you prefer on your boat. And you know, you can just leave those in place if you want to. There's really a whole lot of different options. Now, last but not least is if you're really concerned about having a fancy deal, you know, to put on your boat that's actually made for these anchor pins, then just look around online. Some of the companies that manufacture these anchor pins and sell them, you can order their mount if you want, and you know, just build these anchors. Building the anchors yourself will save you some money, and you can go with the manufactured mounts for the anchor pins. But I've looked around quite a bit, and the ones that I've seen most often have cost, you know, $150, $200, if not more. I don't think I've found any cheaper than $150. So if you're looking at putting a couple of them on your boat, you know, you're going to probably drop, you know, $250, $300 pretty easily, if not more. So, you know, bottom line, easiest thing to do, just tie a rope around them, cinch them up to your boat, you're good to go. You know, if they rub up and down on the side of the boat with the boat moving long term, they will rub places on the side of the boat. You know, my boat's pretty beat up, so I don't worry about it. I've got a wrap on the outside of it, and the wrap is actually held up pretty well to that abuse from the shallow water anchors rocking up and down there. Now, I have had a couple people tell me that they were concerned about those anchors rubbing on the side of their boats, and what they did is they just took a foam swimming pool noodle and they cut a piece of it a few feet long and slid it over that anchor so that foam swimming pool noodle rests up against the anchor and the side of their boat and keeps it from damaging the boat. So a lot of options there. Just, use your noodle, man. You can come up with some sort of idea to make it work for you and your boat. And, end of the day, if you're so concerned about a mount that you got to have one that's already manufactured, you're probably not going to be building your own anchor system anyway. Just buy your anchors and move on, and we won't think any less of you. So that's all the information I can give you for now. Again, catfishedge.com/DIY shallow water anchors. Going to give you all the information that you need to get started, where to buy these materials, and more. And, if you have comments or questions, go to that thread at DIY shallow water anchor or catfishedge.com/shallow water anchor. Go down to the bottom in the comments, leave a comment, let us know what your questions are, and we'll come back with another video or answer them in the comments. So until next time, this is Chad Ferguson with catfishedge.com. We'll talk to you soon.